decades, the number of interracial marriages has increased by more than 800%. For people of mixed race, identity is an ever-evolving struggle. There are daily moments of doubt, crisis, acceptance, and pride, all of which are poetically described in the pieces I have selected: Who Was I by Nikhil, Identity Crisis by Ballew, Identity Crisis by Jake Erkens, Ego Tripping, There May Be a Reason Why by Nikki Giovanni, Me by Sara Busdiecker, and Some Good Done by Jennifer Lisa Best. When I asked the leaves strewn all over the field as to who was I, they candidly disclosed that I was a minuscule hillock of sand, occasionally getting trampled by beasts hovering around. When I asked the stars shimmering in the cosmos as to who was I, they said that I was one of the millions of droplets that drizzled at tumultuous velocities from the hill. If I disappeared from sight as day drifted into night and the moon lit off the street, would I cease to be? Could I not be me? Where light and darkness meet, would I find some place in that peaceful space where my purpose my heart would greet? Or would the black night distort my eyesight and leave me alone, incomplete? When I asked the escalating mountain peaks as to who was I, they divulged that I was a tiny pebble camouflaged well beneath a mammoth island of compressed coal, searching wildly for daylight. When I asked the blazing body of sun as to who was I, it revealed that I was an inconspicuous mosquito, incessantly buzzing around. You wake up in the morning and notice not everything is okay. Staring at the mirror, you take a long look and see someone else and not yourself. You're going through an identity crisis, not knowing who you are and what you are. There is no place where you feel okay because you don't know yourself at all. It's okay. Just take another look and make a decision on who you want to be and what you want to be. Stop dreaming of being someone you're not. Identity crisis, stop and don't make her cry a single tear anymore. You've got to recognize your own beauty and accept who you are. Identity crisis, please quickly pass by. Don't let her cry, dry her tear. Show her who she is, reflect her inner beauty, and don't let her feel ugly, identity crisis. Pass quickly by, leave her, let her know who she is, tell her she's beautiful, show her who she really is, let her neglect her other side. You've got to hold on and believe in who you are and in yourself. When I asked my eyes as to who was I, they replied without the slightest of inhibition that I was an insipid speck of dirt that innocuously floated around. When I asked the lines ebbed on my poems as to who was I, they explicitly conveyed that I was the fading footprints of a camel slowly ambling in the desert. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that glows only 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah, and I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti, and the tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed out on the forest and burned the Sahara Desert with a packet of goat's meat and a change of clothes. I crossed it in 2 hours. I am a gazelle so swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built new ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into Jesus. Men intoned my loving name. All praises, I am the one who would save. I sewed diamonds in my backyard. My bowels delivered uranium. The filings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. And on a trip north, I blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to curve off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. When I asked the whirlpools culminating on arid land as to who was I, they said I was a diminutive twig suspended languidly from the wall, about to taste dirt and fall. When I asked the waves swirling in the ocean as to who was I, they whispered without hesitation that I was a rotund bubble of froth about to explode into billions of fragments after clashing against the cold-blooded rocks. What are you anyway? Black, white, Latina, Native American, mulatto, Caribbean, Central American, Venezuelan, Cuban, Irish, Jewish, Hispanic, African, Eastern European, Colombian, mestizo, Brazilian? I am all of the above because you think I am, depending on the clothes I'm wearing, the company I'm keeping, the language I'm speaking, the food I'm eating, the style of my hair, the shade of my skin, and the country I'm in, and I'm none of the above. What am I? I am a question. I am an answer. I am a defier of ethnic designations, a list of possible labels, a navigator of niches that don't quite fit. I'm a petitioner for no more pigeonholing who loves to keep you guessing. I'm a medley, a mixture, a collage of colors, a blended body, shifting shades, and a cultural chameleon of ambiguous ancestry and hybrid heritage. I'm creator of my own category, I'm inventor of my own identity. I'm mixed, but I'm not mixed up. I'm not about denying a part of me, I'm not about trying to pass. I'm no sellout, no traitor, no wannabe, no mutt. I'm no tragedy and no exotic other. If anything, I'm just another hue of you. I'm not about confusion unless you mean other people's confusion, and I'm not about anomaly or impurity, about halfness or being in between. I'm no less of one thing than I am of another. I'm no poster child for interracial harmony, no model for miscegenated humanity. I'm not about messy mingling, and I'm not what's meant by the melting pot. I'm not a jungle fever rainbow baby, no icon for interbreeding, and I'm not about trying to be better than anyone else or trying to be different. What I'm about being is all of who I am. Nothing more, nothing less, and nothing else. I'm a black plus white plus I don't know what else equals both slash neither slash half transracially adopted descendant of people I've never met, a freckled, brown-skinned, curly slash straight slash frizzy brown hair with some black blonde and orange thrown in, German-American raised, Spanish-speaking gringa, and multicultural part-time expatriate. I'm mixed. What I am is me. When I asked the gruesome darkness as to who was I, the night stringently whispered in my ears that I was a solitary loop embodied scornfully to a rusty chain. When I asked the food finally pulverized in my stomach as to who was I, it told me that I was a disdainful body of foam, of colored saliva left in oblivion on the streets. Biologically, I am, culturally, a mixture more or less complicated than I claim to be. My mother and father, they have their own identities entirely. My phenotype is another story. Where I grew up and how, who my ancestors were, and why they died all conspire to define me in ways that are beyond even me. Ambiguity is my home, either or does not apply, and my existence defies so many names and claims of place, it would be a lie to check a race. All I know for certain is that it matters, that my existence confounds you, that your inability to define me bewilders you, and there is some good done each time I cause confusion. There is some good done. When I asked my heart as to who was I, it throbbed audaciously to proclaim that I was simply a white whisker dangling from a frigid, bushy mustache. And when I asked the Creator as to who was I, He gave me an answer in His omnipotent voice, pacifying all my queries forever, granting me a right to holistically exist and fight for my existence in this world.